Today in the show, Liverpool officially signs Ronald Araújo and enters the home stretch for Bradley Barcola. Meanwhile, PSG shells out 50 million euros for Ferran Torres, Aston Villa joins the race for Endrick, and Harry Kane makes a definitive decision on where he will continue his career. We talk about all this and much more right now. Liverpool has officially confirmed the signing of 27-year-old Uruguayan Barcelona central defender Ronald Araújo. The deal is structured as a loan for the 2026 to 2027 season with a non-mandatory option to buy for 55 million euros. Furthermore, the Merseysiders assume a 100% payout of the footballer's wage, which stands at over 11 million euros per year. This emergency transfer came as Ronald Araújo's direct response to a severe injury crisis in the backline. The free exit of Ibrahima Konate, an injury to Joe Gomez, alongside the lengthy rehabilitation of youngsters Jeremy Jacquet and Giovanni Leone, left virtually only Virgil van Dijk available in the squad. The Uruguayan defender will not only immediately add power and physical aggression to central defense, but is also capable of covering the right defensive flank in the absence of Jeremy Frimpong, serving as a risk-free alternative to Ezri Konsa, for whom 70 million euros was demanded. For his part, Hansi Flick stopped viewing the defender as a starter due to the player's difficult adaptation to a high defensive line and competition from Pau Cubarsí. Clearing the Uruguayan's substantial wage provides the Spanish giant with necessary financial breathing room to close deals and register new signings, notably Rodri, whose transfer is already at the finish line. Fulham has fully agreed the transfer of 22-year-old Southampton and Northern Ireland national team defensive midfielder Shea Charles. The overall value of the financial package totaled £30 million sterling, of which £26 million is guaranteed up front, with another £4 million structured as performance add-ons. Furthermore, the Saints retained a sell-on percentage clause for any potential future resale of the midfielder, while the player himself will sign a long-term 5-year contract with the Londoners. This move makes the midfielder the most expensive Northern Irish footballer in history, surpassing Stephen Davis's record mark. Negotiations for the Manchester City Academy product had drawn on since June, with club management rejecting several offers from rivals to reach an agreement explicitly with the London side. In his new team, the midfielder is brought in as a direct replacement for the departed Sasha Lukic. Meanwhile, this signing definitively closes the book on a potential move for 19-year-old Spanish Real midfielder Thiago Pitarch. The Madrid talent's transfer to the London club has collapsed for good, and the player remains with the Spanish giant. Manchester United is preparing a high-profile return for 28-year-old Marcus Rashford to the first-team squad following a prolonged period of exile and loan spells. The club academy product's conflict with former manager Ruben Amorim, who publicly criticized the forward's commitment and effectively showed him the door by forcing loan stints at Aston Villa and Barcelona, appears to be resolved. Even though during Erik ten Hag's tenure, the striker received only fines for isolated disciplinary breaches, it was Ruben Amorim who stripped him of pitch time and forced him to seek new clubs. Now Manchester United is sending a clear media signal of trust. Marcus was handed the new number 14 shirt, vacated after Christian Eriksen's exit, as his usual number 10 was handed to newcomer Matheus Cunha during his absence. Michael Carrick, who knows the footballer's potential inside out, feels confident in his ability to restore the Englishman to his peak level and make him a key element on the left flank of attack. The footballer himself is already training at Carrington and heading out with the squad on their pre-season tour, having turned down lucrative offers from Turkey and Saudi Arabia. In the absence of concrete queries from European giants, Rashford remains at Old Trafford, as his active contract running through the summer of 2028 with a wage of £325,000 sterling per week, totaling around £17 million sterling per year, renders a permanent transfer to another club virtually impossible. PSG has dispatched an official offer to Barcelona in the amount of 50 million euros for 26-year-old Spanish forward Ferran Torres, moving negotiations into the final stage. The player has already given consent in principle to a move and agreed terms with the Parisians on a 5-year contract through June 2031. While at the Catalan club, Torres earned around 10 million euros per year, including add-ons. The French giant offered him improved terms, where his salary will rise to 12 to 14 million euros. Ferran seeks to resolve his future before Wednesday, August 12, to avoid returning to training camp, informing Hansi Flick of this personally. In turn, the Catalans raised no resistance to a transfer, as the funds raised will allow them to significantly lighten the wage bill and register new signings. PSG feels maximum confidence in success, making the deal's finalization a matter of hours rather than days. In parallel, the Parisians are entering the home stretch in negotiations with Parma for 23-year-old Japanese goalkeeper Zion Suzuki. The club submitted an official bid of 35 million euros, of which 30 million is paid as guaranteed cash and 5 million structured as add-ons, hijacking the goalkeeper from Juventus. Meanwhile, Lucas Chevalier flatly refuses to serve as a backup, making his exit likelihood extremely high. If the French goalkeeper leaves the team, Suzuki will remain as the number 2 in Paris. Otherwise, the Japanese shot stopper will be sent back to Parma on a one-season loan. Furthermore, the club has officially confirmed the signing of Magnus Akliush from Monaco for 50 million euros and continues negotiations for Mika Götze from Ajax. The influx of new attacking performers creates the groundwork for an exit from the forward line, and the details of Bradley Barcola's potential transfer to Liverpool will be broken down right now. Liverpool is actively working on finalizing the transfer of 23-year-old French winger Bradley Barcola. The English club maintains daily direct contact regarding forward line reinforcements, viewing the player as an ideal candidate for high-intensity, heavy-pressing football. Barcola himself evaluates the Merseysiders' project favorably and expresses clear readiness to test himself in the Premier League, where he is offered a role as a key performer and systematic pitch time. Those at the club feel convinced that the explosive speed, dribbling, and versatility of the French forward will substantially elevate attacking quality ahead of a demanding season. The parties continue a methodical negotiation process, ironing out details of a potential deal. Aston Villa has stepped up work in the transfer market, holding parallel negotiations to bolster central midfield and the attack. The English club hijacked the initiative from Newcastle and surged into the lead in talks for 31-year-old Portuguese Bayern midfielder João Palhinha. Official contacts between the parties were confirmed by the English club's director, Damien Vidagany. The need for reinforcements arose due to a personnel collapse in central midfield. Unai Emery is urgently searching for a holding midfielder following a severe injury to Amadou Onana, who suffered an ACL tear and is sidelined for an extended period alongside Yuri Tielemans' exit. Currently, the main point of contention remains the transaction format. The Germans demand a permanent sale for 25 million euros, whereas the Birmingham side proposes a loan with an option to buy. The player himself favors the English project due to the manager factor and European competition. In parallel, Newcastle is forced to seek alternative options, as beyond losing the lead in the race for the Portuguese, the Magpies received a definitive rejection from Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Despite the English side's readiness to pay Olympique Marseille the required fee, the Danish midfielder decided to turn down the offer. Beyond reinforcing the midfield, Aston Villa entered the race for 20-year-old Brazilian Real forward Endrick. We previously reported that Roma made an official query regarding a loan for the Brazilian with guaranteed pitch time, and now the English club has joined the list of suitors. Unai Emery views the forward as a powerful reinforcement for European campaigns and quality rotation for Ollie Watkins. The Madrid club stands ready to release the player on a dry loan without a purchase option and even cover part of his $5 million salary, as following the arrivals of Yan Diomande and Carlos Espí, it is clear that Jose Mourinho cannot guarantee the young forward a permanent spot in the squad. Harry Kane is entering the home stretch in negotiations to sign a new contract with Bayern through June 2029, extending his stay at the Munich club for 2 more seasons. The 33-year-old forward's active deal expired in 2027, but the Munich hierarchy seeks to confirm long-term trust in their leader in advance. Official talks between club management and representatives of the England national team captain are scheduled for this week, immediately upon his return from vacation. The forward's base salary will remain largely unchanged at around 25 million euros per year, with the primary discussion focusing on restructuring and increasing bonus payouts for individual and team achievements. Agreeing a new 3-year deal effectively places a final exclamation point on rumors of the Englishman returning to the English Championship and his drive to surpass Alan Shearer's goal-scoring record. Kane himself and his family have fully adapted to life in Germany and plan no lifestyle changes. The club's trust is thoroughly justified as the forward delivered a phenomenal season, scoring 61 goals in 51 matches across all competitions. Thanks to these record metrics, the forward stands as one of the main contenders for the Ballon d'Or in 2026. Having captured league titles in Germany, Harry's main career goal remains winning a Champions League trophy with the Munich Giant. What is more, the footballer expressed total readiness to adapt his playing style and drop deeper into build-up if manager Vincent Kompany decides to add another central forward to the squad in future transfer windows. Write in the comments whether Harry Kane deserves to win the Ballon d'Or following this phenomenal season.